guys, we got this. Let's go. Gun wide trip sweep. Pros X go. On one. Ready?
Ready.
What's going on, everyone? ACAP24 here from HuddleGG. In today's video, we're going to talk about the Dime 236 defense, show you a blitz a little bit later in the video, but discuss why we think it's so special and why we just did our latest game plan on it that Pick'em just went ahead and showed his match coverage defense. Now, the reason why I really want to talk about Dime 236 is because there's a lot of unique things. The first thing I want to point out is that you have the ability, if you go here in substitutions, the outside four guys are just normal, right? You got safeties and corners on those spots. Now, these two spots that look like middle linebackers, one of them you're going to be able to put a safety in. The other one, you're going to see that I have a cornerback in there. So you can use your corner very easily in a middle linebacker, positioning and be able just to roam the field if you want. You can also put a free safety in there. It does not matter, but you have that ability to run this with 3 safeties and 4 cornerbacks pretty easily. Now, if you look at these outside positions, you could put a middle linebacker in the spot that I have here, 45. Then you can put a middle linebacker on the outside over here on number 54. You can see that you could put an end, a middle linebacker, an outside linebacker, pretty much anybody on that side, right? Now, these middle positions here that look like defensive tackles, you can go ahead and you can put ends, defensive tackles, or you can put outside linebackers. So you really have the opportunity of really having some unique personnel when it comes to out there. So right now, what you see on my field is I've got 2 middle linebackers, 2 outside linebackers, 4 corners, and 3 safeties. It's going to maximize the ability to have speed and really get to the quarterback, especially if you got those type of outside linebackers that also are like defensive ends, kind of like a Khalil Mack or somebody like a Lawrence Taylor, some, that you could put in that defensive tackle position and just let them work, right? So that's really nice about Dime 236. I wanted to make sure that I mentioned that first, and it's really one of the focus points of why we chose this to show you how to do match coverage. Match coverage is one of those defenses that if you understand what you're doing, then you have a really big advantage of playing players, and really people have a hard time understanding what to attack with, right? Now, Pick'em goes ahead and goes in this game plan, teaches you everything about match rules, whether it's a 2x2 formation, a 3x1, a compressed set. Basically, he goes over and just, gives you a tutorial lesson on what match coverage, what you should expect your players to do. Then he goes ahead and explains what adjustments you should make against these defenses, which player you should use, and really just simplifies it for you and says, you know what, here's how to learn what they're supposed to do, and then here's how to make sure that you shore up the weak spots of each defense against each alignment. He is very, very well done. I watched the whole thing and have been practicing, and I learned some things myself, from what he's done, because he's been in this defense for 3 years, and it's something that he's, definitely been one of the the components in this community of being able to use it, right? So the one thing about match defense is that a lot of people send 5 people out because they need as many threats on the field to beat it. So what we're going to show you here today is a blitz that you can pretty much be universal, but we like it out of cover 6 or out of cover 3 hard flat, where you're going to be able to get to the quarterback pretty easily. And what you're going to see here is what we're going to do is we're going to pinch our defensive line, spread our linebackers, then we're going to slant to the left, okay? So you see that those guys are now slanting to the left, these 2 middle guys, and then blitz all linebackers, okay? And then the last thing you got to do is quarterback contain. So it's going to look like this. You can see that this play right here is going to get the looping blitz, where he's going to be able to get around that right guard and get to the quarterback. This is how it reacts in next gen. I'm going to show you how to get it in against in last gen, so you have that ability on both consoles. So this is next gen here right now, and what you're going to see is that guy's going to come around looping, and you can see how he gets to that quarterback and gets it pretty easily. The reason why that's different on both gens is because of the player movement. You can see that this guy actually takes a really wide angle, and because of the way that people move in next gen, you can see how he goes around, and then he basically comes in, beats that guard, and gets right to the quarterback. Again, this is really good because a lot of people will send 5 out, and they're waiting on routes to develop when it goes against match. So what we're going to do here is actually show you one more adjustment you can do with next gen consoles. Is basically just take this outside player on the right, this X linebacker, and man him up on the running back. and you're still going to be able to get it. You just want to make sure that you have it quarterback contained, and you want to make sure that you quarterback contained before you do that. So let me just go ahead and put him on a blitz, because what you want to see is that you want to see this guy right here, Fowler, also be in a quarterback contained. So I got these guys quarterback contained, and you can see here now I'm going to man him up. And you can see here that that guy should be in a quarterback contained. Unfortunately, he's not going to be in this show the play art, but you can see that it still worked, right? Just the play art wasn't working to show you that, but you're going to be able to get in just the same by putting this guy on a, manning up the running back or putting him in a zone. Now, in current gen consoles, what you want to do is it actually have to take a little bit more to do it, but it's not that big of a deal, right? So this is the way it should look. What you're going to do is you're going to blitz this guy and move him down here. And what that ends up doing is you're just going to touch and go on, current gen, something like this. And then you go over here and it's going to work the same way on current gen. You're just going to need a little bit more threat to the left side on current gen to get them to look over there. Okay. Where for, next gen, what ends up happening is because of the fact that the movement allows him to loop around, it just gives you a much better opportunity to do it, right? Where on the Xbox One PS4s, you definitely need that extra oomph. So just by bringing this guy down here, you're gonna have that ability on the last gen consoles to be able just to go ahead, get their attention, and then you can see how that guy's gonna come in on that regard. So you don't need that for your Xbox Series X and S, but you do need that for your Xbox One PS4. So this is just a blitz to sprinkle in. Personally, I'm going to be running this defense. I think I'm going to run this out of the Lions playbook in conjunction with the 3-5 Sam that we have on the website as well. Reason for it, that they just went ahead and they changed the way that cover 3 press works to where now you're not going to get bombed over the top as much, and that's going to be a really nice 1-2 punch there. But there's also a lot of other things that we have in our website that you can join it with. Dime 236 is also in the Ravens playbook, which I believe has the 3-5 will, which I showed you a blitz on here, not too long ago. You have different 2-4-5 AA gaps that we've shown in from Banks IQ. Just a lot of different things out there, 3-5 wide that you pair this up with. So depending on what you're looking for, you definitely have defense. I just love to be able to know and be ahead of my opponent when it comes to match coverage. And if you ever wanted to really get a tutorial on it, know exactly what you should be doing when people make adjustments, the simple things with motions or the compression set, Pick'em goes over everything. And it's something that, he's known for his defense. He's been a top player in the community for a while. He's been in the, the Patriots, finals 2 years in a row when it came to the club championship. So he knows what he's talking. Always been somebody that's made people struggle on defense, and bringing you this game plan really is going to help your game. So it doesn't have to be run out of dime 236. It can be run out of nickel 245, nickel normal, 3-5 will, like all these different options. He's teaching you how to run match. But the fact that dime 236 is a really nice has a really nice opportunity to get some speed on the field. That's why we're suggesting it, and it just has a nice opportunity also that we're going to show you that the pressure that you can get just by the front 4, by the way that he aligns his defense, is why it also is very special. So check it out. Appreciate it. $9.95 gets you all the game plans on the website for a subscription rate. You can get all the defenses that we've shown, all the offenses we've shown, have that access for a full month. Check it out. Best deal out there. Appreciate you guys, and catch you out tomorrow.